The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the March 31st, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 8 o'clock in the morning. That's right. If you're listening at the normal slot between 11 and 12, thanks so much for doing that. We'll make today's show as pertinent as we can for you. But if you are listening live, we would love to hear from you. So you can give us a call at 877-927-6648. Again, if you're listening between 8 and 9 and you've got a question but you can't call in, you can always send me an email. For that, you send it off to Steve at TFNN.com. And in the subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got U.S. equity futures mixed out there. Over in Asia last night, markets traded higher. In Europe this morning, they're up as well. Gold is flat. Silver's up a penny. Light sweet crude is up 53 cents. Natural gas is down 2 cents. The U.S. dollar index up 34 cents. I do have a 10-minute delay on that, so it's going to be off just a tad. Let's go take a look at the European markets. Let's just start here the way Stevie kind of starts his day out here. And it's not with a cup of joe. Not at all. And so let's take a look at the international market. So here we're going to, in the upper left-hand corner, you've got the Shanghai. We know what's it mean that you had Asian markets trade higher. Shanghai's really been in this little sideways range out here. Now, today's close was above that green oscillator and change line. If you get another close above that on Monday, odds favor that price wants to make a run for this 3504 area and that we would likely get an A to B equals CD to the upside. And the reason that I say that is because as we take a look at the other charts, you're going to see that A to B equals CD to the upside is the soup du jour of the week. If we take a look at the Hang Seng out here, the Hang Seng earlier this week confirmed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Its price target is going to be its TD9 count breakdown area. That's at the 21,005. Now, today was bar number 8 of a TD9 count. 90% of the time when you get to a successful bar number 8, which this is, this will go on and complete a TD9 count pattern. So that says we could or should see some type of top that is formed either between today and Tuesday of next week. I'll go with more towards next week as this pattern completes. If we take a look at the Nikkei, the Nikkei is in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. That says that it too should form a top between today and Tuesday. If we look at the FTSE has an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The FTSE's 1-to-1 price projection is 77.20. Now, this retracement of this B to C, that is way less than a 0.618 retracement. So that suggests that this should do more than a 1-to-1 A to B equals C to the upside in the FTSE. That could take us up in that 79.46 level. Now, if we take a look at the seasonal pattern for the FTSE here, we can take a look at the seasonal pattern for most of these. Right now, this red vertical line shows us exactly where we're at today. So we're at the end of March. Now, if you take a look at March here in the FTSE in the bottom right, you'll see basically it is a flat-ish type month out there. But here what's most important is that the second most successful, most highest performing month of the year for the FTSE over the last 39 years, that is, doesn't mean that it will be this year, but certainly over the last 39 years has been the month of April. And as we take a look at the seasonal pattern here over the 39 years, you can see we are in that uptrend cycle. So you've got that. Typically, the FTSE forms a bottom right around March the 23rd. If we go back and take a look at when this TD9 count bottom came in, it was March the 20th, off by 3 days. Wow. So this suggesting, first we got an A to B equals CD pattern that says I would like higher price, higher than the one-to-one price projection. That is most certainly supported when we take a look at the seasonal patterns. Now we can change it from 39. We go down to 5 years. What's been going on over the last 5 years? No change in that pattern. That's a move to the upside. That even includes the March 2020 stuff. If we get rid of that, that's what that would look like. If we take a look at the last 10 years out here, again, so the FTSE is in a seasonal bull market. We've got our a favorable seasonal cycle is really what I should say out there. If we take a look at the DAX, we'll go to the DAX next, but let's just actually pull up the DAX, see what its seasonal pattern is like. For the DAX, we've got data that goes back 35 years. Here we can see as well that April is actually the highest performing month for the DAX out there. So that may be an area. Maybe you don't typically think of looking at the FTSE or the DAX or the ETFs that go with that, but there's a lot of reason to consider doing that out here. So that's what we have going on with regard to the seasonal patterns. Here's the DAX. You can see the DAX also in an A to B equals CD pattern on the upside, trading into its swing point high from March. So it's going to likely go ahead and at least tag the top of that. Top of that swing point is 15,706. Wouldn't be surprised to see it move above that. So now you got A to B equals CD patterns inside the Hang Seng, inside the FTSE, inside the DAX. And guess what? You have one now inside the ES Mini. Yesterday, price negated an already sell the D point pattern. Sorry about the chewing on the ice out there. I just really was trying to get a swig of water. And right through that little slot came some ice. In any event out here, so I was trying to do that smoothly, but realized it wasn't too smooth. So here yesterday, price closed above this bearish engulfing candle from March 22nd. There was a small A to B equals CD pattern that had formed out there. Well, that got negated. Now we've got the larger A to B equals CD pattern. The one-to-one price projection for the ES Mini will take us up to, I'm sorry, you know what? I need to do the bigger. That's right. I need to put in the bigger. So I'm off screen here, but I want to do this, and I want to give you the values. So actually, the new A to B equals CD pattern to the upside inside of the ES Mini, which is shown here on this chart, gets us up to 4171. So 4171 is the next price target for the ES Mini. If we take a look at the NQ yesterday, it negated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That top had formed out here on the trading day of March 22nd. Now, even though that top had formed, I'd cautioned everyone about don't get too caught up into trying to short the NQ because price was still above that green oscillator and change line. A green oscillator and change line, those conditions are that you have a price oscillator that is above zero. Now, a price oscillator is just the measuring of two different things. In this case here, those two different things are the 39 and 19 period exponential moving average. But price is above that, and this line is green, tells us we have a rising price oscillator above zero, and those are just flat out bullish conditions. Now, of course, we're going to get some type of topping pattern with those conditions being present. In this case here for the NQ, what it needs now is another bearish reversal candle, and if one did form today, that would then generate another Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern. But the signal would still be neutralized unless price were to close below 12,903, and really it'd have to be lower than that. That's the current print of that oscillator and change line. U.S. dollar index, it's got to buy the D-point pattern out there, price testing the bottom of its profile. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We can go take a look at Newmont Mining for Hector in California.
Currencies, commodities, and bond markets are as important as ever right now with how they're driving the volatility in equity markets across the globe, which is why it's a great time to try out Teddy Kegstad's Tiger Forex Report. Teddy Kegstad breaks down the Forex markets every Monday using his 30-plus years of experience as a trading veteran of futures, Forex, stocks, and options. Teddy releases his weekly Tiger Forex Report every Monday morning with coverage of all the major currency pairs, including the dollar index, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, as well as many more, and he also has weekly coverage of the crude oil market and the 30-year T-bonds, as they both influence Forex markets tremendously. When you sign up for the Tiger Forex Report, you also gain instant access to Teddy's 60-minute webinar archive he just hosted, Forex Strategies and Fundamentals, What is Behind the Tiger Forex Report. For all the details and to start your 30-day Tiger Forex Report subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So I said we would go take a look at the charts here for Newmont Mining. So that's what we're going to do. I just simply forgot to put them up on my screen out here. So I'll get those populated here momentarily. In the pre-market, last trade fired up at 48.96. Let's get Newmont Mining up. NEM is the ticker symbol out there. So 48.96 is the last print. It closed yesterday at 48.84. That means it may be trading above the top of its daily profile. So the top of its daily profile out here, Hector, is up at 48.99. 48.99. We're trading at 48.96. So you'd love to see it close about 48.99. Take out that resistance level. It's been tested once. It was tested back on the 24th here of March. Now, what you'd also be getting is a confirmed, depending on the volume today, you could be, if price is able to. Well, so the B point out here for the A to B equals CD, Hector, so make sure we have that. That's the swing point from March the 20th. And that high out there is 48.99. There was 10.1 million shares. So you'd love to see price close above that. If it does do that, then you're going to get a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside. Now, I'll give you the price projection, or the approximate price projection, or at least the one-to-one price projection. That would take us up into about 53.25 or so out there. That's not going to take place. That pattern does not come in effect until price closes above 48.99. Now, preferably with more than 10 million, you can still close above it with lighter volume and still have that A to B equals CD pattern. So that's what the daily time frame chart is telling you. For right now, it's a consolidation with inside its profile levels out there. So you know the area to watch. If we look at a weekly time frame chart, even if price clears that, there is another hurdle that it needs to clear, and that's at 49.92, and that is the top of its weekly profile. So even getting above the level that we looked at, you still have another area to deal with, and if price can get above there, then where it should find resistance is where the A to B equals CD, the one-to-one price projection on the daily comes in, because that would then tie out to the oscillator and change line on the monthly time frame, which, as we can see, has acted as resistance for the last couple of months out there. Won't obviously for March. We're not going to see that kind of rally up into that, but that would become the target area. So Newmont Mining, and what I should really do is actually read Hector and Patty's question out here. It says, Newmont Mining is our favorite gold stock. We are not buying the gold hype as NEM. On a weekly and a monthly, still appears to be building cause to continue to head south. Well, no, I think you've got to watch today's I think you need to watch today's trading for sure, and certainly today's volume. Headed south, well, we don't have out here, Hector and Patty, is some kind of topping pattern that I see on the daily, the weekly, or the monthly. The monthly just shows a consolidation with inside its profiles out there. Volume-wise, so let's just see. Yesterday's volume, so as it's pushing to that swing point, maybe I covered this, was 10 million in that swing point. Yesterday you did about 7.5, the day before about 5.2. So it's got some light volume, but I don't see a top. Even if I take a look at a 30-minute chart, let me just pull this over to make sure of that. So I look at a 30-minute time frame chart. Yeah, I don't see anything out here to suggest there's a top, just simply a sideways move. If it is going to move lower, that is Newmont, then we should start seeing closes below 48.24, followed by closes below 48.01. So if you do see that, then Hector, you are probably on to something that Stevie's charts aren't picking up at the moment. But and if I take a look at even on a daily basis, just a simple dance steps out here. We've got yesterday was going to be the bar number one of bar number one. It just simply closed higher than the day before. We are likely to get a 2 to 3 day rally. So watch the top of that profile. Watch the volume out there. You could in fact get an A to B equals CD to the upside. And so just for the heck of it, let's just see what the overall sector is doing. So let's take a look at the GDX. Was price pushing up into that swing point with volume? I don't know the answer to that, but we're going to find out here momentarily. Oh, geez. So the GDX already has a failed TD9 count pattern. With regard to an A to B equals CD pattern, the swing point that we would use had volume of 28 million shares, and that was passed with about 25 million shares, and then 17, and then yesterday was 18. Nonetheless, you are above that you're above that swing point. We won't draw in really an A to B equals CD pattern. We don't need to here, Hector and Patty. What the GDX is telling us is it wants to go target $33. And $33 is the next TD9 count breakdown area. So the GDX, you got gold trading back $3 right now. The GDX is down at 32.54. Shoot, that's actually up 2 pennies from the close from yesterday. So the weekly A to B equals CD pattern, that has to be adjusted. That B point now needs to be moved down to there. And that to A to B equals CD pattern here would get us up towards the 35.50-ish type area. So the GDX is saying, no, I want higher price. And so I don't know that I'd be looking for Newmont Mining to give up a whole lot. So Hector and Patty, thanks so much for writing in so early. I appreciate that. The next early bird special is from Brent in Martinez, California. And Brent wants to take a look at, so happy Fantastic Friday. Steve would appreciate your analysis of the equity future contracts on a shorter term time frames with emphasis on the Russell 2000. Hope you have a great day, great weekend. You too, Brent, and thanks so much for being up early and writing in. Let's move over to our intraday type charts out here. So we'll get those posted. And on the intraday charts, let's get out here. So you want me to focus on the Russell. We've got the NQ up here. Let me just go over the NQ real quickly, and then we'll take a look at the Russell 2000. So what Brent is looking for is some kind of signal, maybe for a end-of-month play out here. As we look to the NQ charts, so the NQ charts show us what? The only real topping pattern that Stevie's got is really on the 30-minute time frame chart out here. So let's just open up the 30-minute time frame chart. And this formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. And price been moving slightly lower out here, trading into a swing point. Now, it hasn't even made it back to the swing point from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday. But what I don't pick up here is any kind of a bottoming signal. So we're likely to continue to get a little bit of a flush lower, I would think, maybe when the cash market opens in an hour from now out here. So that's with the 30-minute chart. No bottoming signal there. Real quickly, though, or not necessarily quickly, but let's just take a look at the 8-minute chart because I did notice a possible TD9 count pattern out there. So, we do. So the 60-minute time frame chart, Brent, is one that you'll want to pay attention to because you do have a TD9 count pattern that looks like it will form by 9 o'clock. Now, I don't know what will take place in the next 35 minutes. In order for this to form a TD9 count bottom, price must close at 9 a.m. below 13.079.75. So that's something for you to write down on your pad of paper. Even if you're listening at 11:25, you can notice where price is trading and whether price did that. So you do have a TD9 count bottom inside the NQ for its 60-minute time frame. Let's put up the Russell 2000. see if it's got anything similar there for its 60-minute chart. And if it does, what we will do most certainly is go take a look at each of the 60-minute time frames. Now, we might do that anyways because I don't know that the Russell 2000 is the indice, Brent, that is driving the bus out here. I would still say it's the NQ that is driving the bus, and the NQ has positive market breadth for each of its time frames. So we're just getting these charts here to populate right now. The Russell 2000. The Russell 2000, come on. I don't know why it's taking so long. So the Russell 2000, no, I don't have any kind of a, So, Brent, you want short-term time frame charts. That's going to be a 10-minute chart for the Russell. Maybe the Russell is giving us the message out here. Brent's onto something. We had a nice TD9 count top on a 10-minute chart that took place at 740, and price just consolidated with inside that profile. That says a close above 1787.90. Well, you should see a further rally, at least in the Russell. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we got ES mini futures are up about 8, Dow futures 91 to the upside, Russell 2000, which we're looking at, about 8 points to the upside. And so it does have a TD9 count top out here that was being threatened. Let me see that high, 1787.90. The close on that last one was 1788. So it negated that signal out here. Now we can see, I don't know what was just released. So CPE prices. Okay, so you got the CPE. And so this is cool. We get to watch this live. So what we saw right now immediately was a quick push down to test its breakout level of support, 1784.50. You know, folks ask me, do these tools that I use here, they work on, first they'll say, does it work for every time frame? And the answer is yes. It can be used for every time frame. You're seeing it live here. I'm not touching anything. And it can be used for every instrument. and everything. I mean, it's really a cool set of tools out here. So the next level of resistance out here, Brent, as we watch this live, is up at 1795.60. That is a TD9 count breakdown resistance level out there. And if price can close above that, that suggests a further rally. Now we can see that this is forming or has formed an A to B equals CD to the upside out here. Again, we're just staying with the 10-minute time frame chart. There's the high. Looks like the highest high out there. Now we'll just simply apply this to the C point, which would be down there. And now we can see where the one-to-one price projection is. So we've already exceeded that level. So on a 10-minute basis, if we were to see some type of bearish reversal candle, that would then confirm an A sell the D point. In this case here, because of that big move to the downside, that would be considered a Gartley sell pattern. But not until a bearish reversal candle will that pattern form. So it's only a potential pattern. Now, that was on the 10-minute basis out there. But at least we saw what was going on, where price moved back to. You got to see it live out there. As we take a look at the other time frame charts out here for the Russell 2000, I would say, Brent, that especially if the other markets are going to rally, what the Russell 2000 should do is make its way up to 1825.70. And 1825.70 is the top of its profile out there. Now, I'm not saying it's going to do that today, but that would be a level. What else would you be looking for on the Russell for confirmation of moves higher? Well, we do know also to the upside that 1799, let's pull this back here, 1799.20, that's a TD9 count breakdown level that was formed. That was the high from the bar at 5 p.m. on March the 22nd. And so you can see how the rally yesterday ran right into resistance, right at that level. Right at the level. Now, nobody would choose here at TFNN, nobody would chosen that as the swing point of the breakdown area out there. And that's the cool thing about this objective tool. Even look at the breakout area back here that it formed, and prices pulled back and tested that. So 1799.20, the point that I really want to make is 1799.20 is a key area to be observing inside the Russell 2000. If you get it close above that, that tells you we're headed higher. Since that was resistance yesterday, let's assume that that is also resistance today. So that would be the area to watch. And if we get it close above that level, then that would be signaling that move to at least the 1825 area. So that's what I see when I take a look at those future charts. If we go switch back here momentarily and take a look at the daily time frame, I'll switch back to the black background charts. Just the A to B equals CD patterns are easier to see. So you can see, if you just start with the ES Mini, upper left-hand side, I'll show you the two different A to B equals CD patterns that were out there. So let's do that. So the first one that actually had formed, and the cool thing about A to B equals CD patterns, the market's responsibility is to provide you with new information. It's your responsibility to take that information and put in new patterns out here. So as price was moving off of the low back in the mid-March time frame, you can see this formed a 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. And this was the bearish reversal candle on March the 22nd that confirmed that pattern. Well, that got negated yesterday when price closed above 40.73.75. And what it did was it actually formed a new A to B equals CD. The A point's the same. The B point was the resistance level that had taken out, and the C point was retracement into the low from back on the 24th. That was a 58% retracement. So now the 1-to-1 price projection inside of the ES Mini is going to take us up into 41.71.50. If we take a look at the NQ out here, the NQ never had any kind of A to B equals CD pattern coming off of the low from March 13th. There was just never any retracement that was small enough. Well, what it did generate, though, was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, and it did that on March 22nd. Now, you don't see that pattern here, so you just have to trust me, or you have to say, hey, Stevie has shown me that chart many times. That pattern was negated yesterday. It was negated yesterday because price closed above 13.082. The actual close was 13.089. So that negates that signal. Now, there's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal that is still present. What I mean is that it's still moving higher and it's doing with less relative energy. Now, that pattern can be resolved over time, or if a bearish reversal candle was to form, that would then generate another Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Until that happens, we have to assume, you don't have to assume anything, I will assume that what price wants to do is target that 14.003 level. That is the A to B equals C to the upside. Well, if that is going to unfold, the Russell 2000 is definitely going to get to 1825, which is the bottom portion of the chart out there. Now, you'll see a different profile level. You will see 1810.97. In the white background chart, I calculated 1825.70. Which one is right? They're both right. They're both using, right now, they are both using the exact same data. They're really using the exact same calculation, but something's a little bit off. Maybe it's a rounding area, the way the rounding is done or what have you. It doesn't matter. So we have really both levels. So what you now know, Brent, is the resistance areas inside of the Russell 2000. What we had was it 1799, I believe, was the first one. Then you've got 1810. 1811, then you've got 1825 out there. If we go take a look at the lower left, there was an A to B equals CD to the downside. That was completed. It was a 1 to 1.272 A to B equals CD pattern. I'm going to get rid of that out here. We'll just take a look at the A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. And that's what formed yesterday inside the Dow Equity Future contract. Price closed above 32,994. When it closed above 32,994, it generated this A to B equals CD pattern. Price also, 2 days ago, closed above the top of its bearish structured daily profile. You had follow through yesterday and confirmation that that was a change in trend. Well, it's at least a change in trend for the A to B equals CD pattern. Now, its price projection is up at the 33,299 level. 33,299 is the one-to-one price projection area. It was a 78% retracement, so no reason to think that price will move much beyond that. Not that it can't, but from the AB equals CD folklore language out there, and that's what we like to speak around here, 33,299 is its price target. So, Brent, to go along with what we took a look at the Russell 2000, you've got all the European markets that are trading higher. Let's just take a quick peek here right now. You had Asia that traded higher. In fact, somebody ought to do this homework here. I might do it over the weekend myself. But one of the things that I've noticed here, and I started making note of it a few weeks back, is, as I've done a number of these early morning Friday shows, the one thing that I've noticed is that Asia seems to close higher on Fridays. Now, I don't know if that is an absolute fact out there. It's just my instinctive. When I sat down again this morning, I was looking at this, I said, really? Asia closed higher again on a Friday. So we might want to go back there. Maybe somebody in the audience can do that. Maybe a couple of you can do that. See if there's some kind of trading advantage that each of us here with inside the TFNN family can get a jump on out there. In any event, really the rally should hold. There's no reason for the rally to not hold. The DAX itself and the NASDAQ typically emulate each other. You've got the DAX and that confirmed A to B equals C to the upside, moving higher today out there. So there's really no reason that the market shouldn't be able to hold their rally. We do have a couple of questions that have come in, so let's get to those. The first one was from SNP inside the Tiger's Den, and SNP would like to take a look at Netflix out here. And I apologize, the question itself kind of vanished as I switched over there out here. So with regard to Netflix, you've got at least one A to B equals C to the upside. We might have a second one out here. Netflix looked like it's headed to 349. That's its TD9 count breakdown level. That's on the daily time frame. We get back to this break. We're going to take a look at Netflix for SNP inside the Tiger's Den.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the ticker symbol Netflix out here in the pre-market. This is trading higher. Last trade fired up at 341. So what price is doing, it should target the 349 level. So today should become bar number 7 of a TD9 count. We could get a TD9 count pattern that forms between Monday and Wednesday of next week out here. The weekly chart looks very good, with price consolidating with inside its profiles out there. Looks like it wants to go target 379. And everything looks good here on the monthly time frame chart as well. Price is above profiles. Price is, everything looks very positive there. The issue that Netflix has, S&P, that you'll just want to keep an eye on, and this matches really with the daily and the potential TD9 count pattern that's out there. There's also an A to B equals CD, so you have to watch for a bearish reversal candle. But it's really the seasonal pattern in here for Netflix. So what we see for Netflix, it's matching along with what we're seeing right now. So I just want to certainly bring this to your attention. And that is that Netflix should continue to trade higher. Now, typically, and this is over 20 years, we have 20 years worth of data now for Netflix. It typically forms a top around the middle of April out there. So watch out for that. And if you look at the worst performing month for Netflix over the last 20 years out here, it has been the month of April. So just be careful there. For whatever the reason is, that's the way that Netflix has played out. It does want to trade higher, but it does look like you're getting to a point where this could form a daily top, and that could tie right into that seasonal pattern, and that might say, something to think about. So I hope that helps you out, S&P. Thank you so much for the request this early in the morning. Another request coming in from the Tiger's Den, and that is from Dan. He wants to take a look at ticker symbol BLNK. And BLNK is, looks like blank to me, or blink. It is Blink Charging Company. Blink Charging Company. As we take a look at the daily time frame, and we look for patterns out here, well, I certainly see an A to B and a C to D pattern. And yesterday was a bull separating candle. So that was the candle. Let's just make sure. I'm pretty sure that it did. I mean, visually speaking, it sure looks like it went ahead and came close to that A to B equals CD pattern. Oh, maybe not. No. Stevie was off. Way off. Whoa. Let me pull this back. Say maybe there's a larger A to B. Oh, there was a larger A to B equals CD pattern. Okay. So let me just look at the weekly here. Yeah, even that's not confirmed. All right, Dano. So let me pull this back here. What kind of bottoming pattern do we have? Do we have a TD9 count pattern? That low, 742. Do we close below that? 740. Yeah. So I don't have a bottoming pattern. Doesn't mean it hasn't bottomed. I just don't have one of my patterns. What we do have is we can see that price yesterday bounced into its first level of resistance. That was the bottom of its profile. So that certainly is going to be an area that you want to observe, and that is out at the 839 area. If price can close above 839, then you have a battle at 882. If price can take out those folks, then you have a battle at 924, and then finally at 966. As we look to the weekly time frame chart, which you'd certainly like to see price do this week, it is closed above that red oscillator and change line. That is currently printing at about 807. So, you want to take a watch that. If you do get that, that would be a positive, but it's still 839. That's really going to be your first area out there. Do you use log charts ever? I do use log charts from time to time. I'll usually use those log charts out there, Dano. We usually use those log charts when I'm taking a look at the Dow or something that's really been extended to the upside. Now, I guess maybe you're thinking about this being extended to the downside out there. And what I'll usually look at there are trend lines and things of that sort. Now, I can't change these white background screens easily to logarithmic charts. I can. The black background is much easier to do that. So back to Blink out here. The monthly chart is suggesting to me, Dan, that this wants to get down to the $1.67 level out there. So you just got to watch how price deals with these profile areas, and if it takes them out, then that's great. And kudos on catching that. On a 30-minute basis, what do we have out here? Take just a quick peek for Blink. And you had a TD9 count top that formed. That's taking price back to support. So I'd watch 789 to the downside. If you saw it close below that, that would suggest lower price. And I guess lastly, I think I only have one more request out here. Let's just take a look at BL. See if there's even any data on this BLNK. So let's see. Oh, we do have Blink. So let's just see what this has done. How many years worth of data? We have 13 years worth of data. Whoa. What was that? Was that the March 20? No. Well, Danny, I don't know. This looks like it's setting up for a potential waterfall to the downside. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but you can see this does, seasonally speaking. I don't know if it's a release of earnings or whatever that they have out there, but you can see that April and May, February, March, April, May, not the most seasonal favorable months for this instrument over the last 13 years out there. So thanks so much for the request, and I'll try to read up. These monster A to B can sometimes be better captured in logarithmic. Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't done much work on that, but I will take a look at that. So thanks for the heads up. David writes in. This is David from Texas. Can you look at the oil contract, Devon Energy, and rig out there? So let's move over and take a look at the oil contract. We'll have to get this thing here populated. So we are in the May contract. So that is the month of May, and let's just see what this populates out at. So I do have oil right now, light sweet crude, trading out at 74.78. It's in an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there, and you can see that today is going to farm bar number 9 of a TD9 count. Now, it's likely to. All the price needs to do today for light sweet crude is close above 72.81. We are at 74.78. So this says we could or should. Now, there's an A to B equals CD pattern also to the upside. Mentioned that it's in that pattern and should target the 76.12 level. That would be the 1 to 1.272 area. You can see that blue line representing where the 1 to 1 ended. So I'm just simply going to take that off because we've got that TD9 count pattern. So, if you get a bearish reversal candle today, Monday, out there, that'll confirm both a TD9 count, or could confirm both a TD9 count and a sell the D point pattern. Short of that, price might rally all the way up to 81.04. So you're just getting into caution mode here between now and Tuesday. It just says make sure you've got that umbrella ready for you at your side. I do see on the intraday charts out here, you wanted the oscillator and change line. That was 71.49 for the daily time frame. At the top of that profile, 70.96 out there. With regard to intraday charts, I see a 60-minute, what looks like maybe a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. I see that certainly on a 10-minute chart. I see a TD9 count, 15-minute top. I don't see any levels of support being broken at this stage here. The level of support, that's probably the key area, will come from the 30-minute time frame chart. Not that there's a topping pattern out there, because there isn't, but we can see on pullbacks, price did find support at that breakout level of 73.81. So that would be an area that I would be watching for you there. You also wanted to take a look at RIG, RIG is the ticker symbol. So let's switch over to those charts out here. Let's see if we can get Rig to populate for us and give you the oscillator and change line and any trading ranges that we can identify. So I do believe we looked at Rig. Yeah, I know we looked at Rig yesterday. And what did we see? So with regard to Rig, there's a possibility. Well, first, let me see where it's trading in the pre-market out here. It should be trading to the upside. I would think that it would be, but it doesn't mean that it is with light sweet crude up. So Rig closed out at 645, 644, so it's not selling trade. Watch 637. 637 is oscillator and change line. And watch 630, 626. If price goes below 626, Rig may want to run all the way back down to 565. We'll finish looking at Rig when we get back from this break.
If you want to take advantage of the sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the market's open to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at Rig out here. So the trading range, David, is between 550. That's his TD9 count breakout area, and 748. Again, watch the 626 area. If price closes below that, we're likely headed back to 565 to 550 out there. You also wanted to take a look at Devon Energy. DVN is a ticker symbol out here. The oscillator and change line down at 46.82. The price range out here is between, I'd have to say, 45.19 right now, up to the 55.58 level. That's its TD9 count breakdown area. We do have an A to B equals CD pattern. The B point was passed, so it had 8.6 volume. It was passed with 8.1, so that's close enough, and 6.6 yesterday. So you do have an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. The one-to-one price projection will get you somewhere around, give me a moment here to, please come on, grab this, would you? Grab it. Oh, can't get the grab. Can't get the grab. We got to do, I can't get the grab. I can't even do the cut, paste, and assemble thing. There we go. Oh, lordy. Let's copy it. Now let's try to move it. And so you're already at the 1-to-1 area. So you're in an A to B equals CD to the upside. Watch for any kind of bearish reversal candle. If you got that, that would then confirm a sell the T point. So short of that, price should go target 55.58. That's what we see when we take a look at Devon Energy. Inside the Tigers Den, S&P said, would somebody let him know when natural gas bottomed? Well, watch for a bullish reversal candle today. If you get that, and you get it close above its red oscillator and change line, that's at $2.15. That would be your signal. The 5-hour chart has a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. So does the 240. So does the 120. So does the 60. In the 30-minute chart, I don't have a signal here. So natural gas may have bottomed at your request out there, S&P. It could be all because of you, but we can see here short-term charts. We're getting that typical rally. The question is, will it hold? They've typically failed over the last 4 or 5 days out there, but maybe today is the day because of S&P inside our Tigers Den. Folks, stay tuned. We've got great programming lined up. For the most part, we should see the U.S. futures continue to hold and trade higher. They did over in Asia last night. They did in Europe, or they are in Europe this morning. We've got confirmed A to B equals CD patterns to the upside. Take care, folks. I'll see you on Magical Monday. Have a fantastic weekend.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market,